Good morning, I'm Brad Hopkins with Integrity Sales. I represent Honeywell Mixing Valves, and I'm with Tanner, James, and Tom with RJ Kielty Plumbing out of Hudson, Florida, and we're going to demonstrate a AMX300 installation with the mixing valve on a standard water heater, and we're going to walk you through the quick, easy procedure on how to do that.
All right, what we're going to do here, we're going to kind of prefab this side. The Honeywell AMX300 mixing valve.
Oops, sorry.
You end pipe though. Again, you want to use caution, careful when cutting the PVC. Will snap if brittle. Remove the old fitting. What we're going to do here is get an exact measurement on this side here, so we'll be saving a fitting. You can use a marker or pencil to mark your pipe. I just do enough of them that I have a finger preference. Again, we're going to wrap the male end of the fitting, preferably 6 times. Rule of thumb. I don't think it's recommended, but I have very few leaks that way, so that's a good thing. We're going to mount the Honeywell AMX300 valve on the hot water outlet of the heater. And again, tighten it up to not a rule of thumb on that, it's just however feels tight enough. We have to have this application both looking out for, there's 2 different there's an 8-inch spread and an 11. In this application we're going to use the 8-inch. It comes one or the other. The kit doesn't come with both. Here we're just going to put a little dope on these. These are what we call ground joints. The metal's what seals it. We really don't need to wrap the threads. You can if you want. There's also little plugs in the end that we have to remove. Little pair of needle nose is probably be a little easier, but or if you push it hard enough, they should pop out, like so. These do have some flexible ends on them where they will give a little bit. You may have to adjust one or the other. Sometimes the water heater nipples come out of the heater. You don't want to turn that one because that one's glued. So they're not always going to be perfect. And again, we have some give. On the flex lines. You want to try to tighten them both evenly. When all possible, use a crescent wrench so you don't mar the fittings up. Snug them up. You can always tighten them up later after your water is on and everything's tested. Again, make sure your pipe is clean. This feels pretty good, but I'm just going to go over it anyway. The CPVC, you don't want to sand it too much. Again, the glue applications both sides, fitting and pipe. And you don't have to be real aggressive with the glue. Again, you're going to let the glue sit. The good cure time is 20 minutes. The installation of the Honeywell AMX300 is pretty much complete. What we're going to do now, we're going to turn the drain hose or the drain off, disconnect the hose, and what we're going to do, we're going to fill the tank, bleed the air out. If possible, you can have someone go in and run a good flow through the hot water side of the first faucet to get all the air out before we turn the electric on. That's very important, or the heating elements will burn up in the water heater. And we are going to re-insulate, leaving the valve exposed just for service purposes. Okay.
Now that concludes our 15-minute no sweat application with RJ Kielty Plumbing out of Hudson, Florida. We now have a homeowner that is now 1017 code compliant, which prevents anti-scalding with the mixing valve going into the house. Okay, Tom, after doing the installation today, would you recommend this to all your homeowners when you're working on hot water tanks?
Yes, sir. I recommend the Honeywell AMX300. Preferably if you don't have any kind of scald protection in the home, Roman tub faucets for instance. You'll have the desired temperature and you won't have to worry about any kind of scald problem with this one.
And here we have Tom in the RJ Kielty Plumbing van, who does service work all around the state of Florida. Heading on to another AMX300 job. Thank you for listening.